Welcome to Called to Build, the podcast for faith-driven entrepreneurs and kingdom leaders who are ready to build what outlasts them. Hosted by Willis, entrepreneur, pastor, and marketplace missionary. Each episode delivers biblical wisdom, insight, real-world strategy, and bold encouragement to help you lead with purpose, steward with wisdom, and multiply your impact. Because faith and business weren't meant to compete, they were meant to collide. Now, let's step into today's episode. What if the key to long-term business success wasn't found in the latest marketing trend or technology, but in an age-old principle? Love. Imagine a world where businesses prioritize relationships over revenue, where customers feel genuinely valued, and where success is measured not just in profits, but in trust and loyalty. In today's competitive landscape, businesses constantly seek ways to build stronger, more meaningful relationships with customers. And while making marketing strategies and financial incentives do play a role, one of the most powerful yet often overlooked tools for fostering customer relationships comes from the Bible's timeless wisdom. We're reminded that love is not only vital in personal relationships, but also in business. Love, as described in Scripture, is patient, kind, and deeply rooted in integrity. These qualities can transform customer interactions, ensuring relationships are built on trust and genuine care. And so today we're going to talk about how biblical principles, integrity, servant leadership, empathy, generosity, and grace can strengthen customer relationships, and how by integrating these values, you as a business owner can create a customer-centric culture that drives success while glorifying God. So a few things we'll look at today is love in business matters, integrity builds trust, servant leadership enhances customer experience, empathy strengthens emotional connections, generosity creates a legacy, grace in conflict resolution, and then, of course, we'll talk about faith-based business success. So let's go ahead and dive in and start with the biblical foundation of love in business. You see, the Bible emphasizes love as the greatest commandment. In Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 through 40, Jesus states that loving God and others is foundational. In business, customers are our neighbors, and treating them with love should be a priority. Love in business isn't just about kindness. It's about demonstrating the qualities that are outlined in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 7. Patience, kindness, humility, and perseverance. These traits shape how we handle complaints, provide service, and build lasting relationships. A company that listens patiently to customer concerns and offers thoughtful solutions cultivates loyalty and trust. Furthermore, demonstrating love in business means treating customers as individuals rather than transactions. Taking time to understand their needs and offering solutions that genuinely benefit them fosters long-term partnerships rather than one-time sales. And of course, you have the two pillars of trust: integrity and honesty. Proverbs 11:1 states, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." And this highlights the importance of honesty in business. Customers appreciate companies that operate with integrity, offering transparent pricing, truthful advertising, and reliable service. Integrity means being honest even when it's inconvenient. For example, if a product has flaws, an ethical company acknowledges them rather than deceiving their customers. Businesses that uphold honesty build credibility and inspire loyalty. Moreover, integrity extends beyond transactions. Treating employees, suppliers, and partners fairly fosters a culture of honesty that naturally extends to customer relationships, strengthening a company's reputation. Now, we also want to think about the idea of servant leadership in business and the real power of servant leadership. Remember, Jesus exemplified servant leadership. In Mark chapter 10, verse 45, he said, "Even the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve." And when we apply this principle in business, it means that we lead with humility and prioritize customers' and employees' needs. A servant leader approach creates an environment where employees feel valued and empowered to serve customers effectively. Leaders who genuinely care about their teams foster a culture of respect and dedication, which then translates into better customer service. Practical applications would include active listening, addressing concerns promptly, and going the extra mile to meet customer needs. Businesses that prioritize service over mere profits will build loyal and appreciative clients who become not only their customers, but raving fans, advocates, and referral partners for that business as well. And then, of course, we want to remember the emotional connection. And we build that through compassion and empathy. Romans chapter 12, verse 10 instructs us, "Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves." In business, this means understanding and addressing customer pain points with compassion. Empathy is absolutely essential in customer service. When a business genuinely understands its customers' frustrations and aspirations, it can offer meaningful solutions. For example, proactively reaching out to dissatisfied customers with sincere apologies and resolutions fosters goodwill and trust. Empathy should also extend to product development and service improvements. Businesses that consider their customers' experiences when making decisions show they care about more than profits. They also care about people. And then we also want to think about creating a legacy, and we do that through generosity and giving. Luke chapter 6, verse 38 teaches this: "Give, and it will be given to you." Generosity in business can take many forms, from charitable giving to adding extra value for your customers. Many successful companies build strong customer relationships through generous practices such as loyalty rewards, discounts for struggling customers, or donations to their community. These acts foster goodwill, and they align with biblical principles of stewardship and kindness. Businesses that prioritize giving often receive much more in return. And customers appreciate companies that give back, and this generosity frequently leads to increased customer retention and brand loyalty. Now, let's be honest, in business, you're going to have times where there is conflict. And so we have to overcome conflict with love and grace. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 2 advises us, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love. Conflict is absolutely unavoidable in business, whether dealing with unhappy customers, disputes with vendors, or internal disagreements. Handling conflicts with love and grace will transform those negative experiences into relationship-building opportunities. A biblical approach to conflict resolution involves listening attentively, responding kindly, and seeking peaceful solutions rather than reacting defensively. So, for example, offering a full refund to a dissatisfied customer instead of arguing about the fine print can turn a negative situation into a trust-building moment. Extending grace also means forgiving past misunderstandings and fostering reconciliation. A business that values relationships over temporary disputes will thrive in the long run. Now, as we wrap up our discussion, remember that love is not just for personal relationships. It has a vital place in business as well. And when you incorporate biblical principles such as integrity, servant leadership, empathy, generosity, and grace, your business can build strong, lasting relationships with your customers. In a world where companies often prioritize profits over people, those who lead with love stand out. Customers are drawn to businesses that treat them with respect and care, and in return, they reward those businesses with loyalty and advocacy. As you move forward in your business journey, challenge yourself to integrate these biblical values into your daily operations. Challenge your team to learn these values. Be intentional in showing kindness, listening actively to customer needs, and making integrity-driven decisions. By doing this, you'll bring success to your business while glorifying God through your work. Love and business are not mutually exclusive. When love is at the core of your business practices, success and fulfillment naturally follow. Thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you want to discover more biblical principles for growing your business, be sure and download our faith-driven guide for building an online business. There's a link in the description below the video. Thanks for tuning in to Called to Build. If this episode challenged or encouraged you, take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with another faith-driven leader who's ready to rise. To go deeper, visit carlwillis.com for tools, training, and resources that will help you lead with purpose, steward with wisdom, and build what outlasts you. Remember, you weren't called to compete, you were called to build. Until next time, keep building what matters.